Hey, it's Rayanne from Life 96.5, and I have another episode of Coloring the Bible today. Today we are looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and this chapter has been following me the past couple weeks really, so I am really happy to be talking about it and sharing some love with you. So let's get right into the art.
I am not a perfect Christian by any means, not that there's really such a thing. I haven't read the whole Bible. In fact, I recently learned that Zephaniah was an actual book in the Bible. I straight up did not know that. I didn't watch VeggieTales as a kid. I know. Some days I forget to pray. Some Sundays I just want to sleep in, so I skip church. I am far from a perfect Christian. Let's say, though, that there's a person who has memorized the Bible. They could quote VeggieTales like there's no tomorrow. They literally pray unceasingly, and they go to church literally every day. That still doesn't mean that they're a perfect follower of Christ, though. In fact, there's a chance that all of those things are worthless in their life. 1 Corinthians 13:8 says, "Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away." Side note, as of recording, this was literally our message at church this week. Clearly, this is something God wants me to hear. So God has equipped us with many different tools to do the work that He asked us to do on this earth. Gifts of the Spirit kind of thing. And in 1 Corinthians 13, the chapter, Paul makes the argument that the most important gift that God has given us is love. Now think of Paul. Paul is one of the most impactful first century evangelists. After his encounter with God, he dedicated everything, every moment of his life to spread the gospel. Now imagine if Paul was able to speak every language. Imagine how much more of an impact he would have had. But Paul, he says, no, that would be useless. It would be useless if I spoke without love. A mountain-moving, world-shaking faith is nothing without love. Self-sacrifice and dedication to others is nothing without love. There are no spiritual gifts, no benevolent acts that could top love. Love is the true sign of a follower of God. You could look like the perfect Christian on the outside, but without love in your heart, it all means nothing. Paul explains that spiritual gifts like prophecy, speaking in tongues, they are only going to exist for a short period of time. And that is a particularly important idea to his Corinthian audience because they had a habit of emphasizing the gift of tongues as the sign of Jesus' Spirit being in someone. But Paul is saying, no, not at all. That is not how you know a Christ follower. You know them by love. Eventually, we won't need prophecy. We won't need speaking in tongues anymore because eventually the world will be made perfect. And in this perfect world, three things will continue: faith, hope, and love. Those three things are the only three things that will last forever. And the most important of them is love. But why is it love? Out of those three things, why is love the most important? Well, Jesus declared that the most important commandment is to love God, and the second is similar. It's to love people. The two greatest commandments God has given us are to love. In 2 John, we're told that to love is not a new commandment. It is the one that we've had since the beginning. God tells us to love because He is love. Whoever has God in their hearts has love in their hearts. And that's how you will know a Christ follower, by their love, not by their acts, their gifts, their selflessness. It is by their never failing love. And now for us in 2025, how do we have the love of God in our hearts? How do we show others the love of God? It's simple. All you have to do is surrender yourself to God. Let His love transform your heart. And then it'll just become second nature to love others as He loved us. The more God's love you have in your heart, the more love comes out of you.
So here is the final product. I'm pretty happy with it, except for this dang spot right here. The marker literally exploded all over the table. I did get new markers though, so soon we will be hopefully better. Thank you so much for giving this video a watch. I hope you liked it. If you did, make sure to like the video and comment down below if there is a verse, a chapter, a book that you really like in the Bible, and we can put it on our list to color and do a little devotional, a little history behind as we've been doing. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you next week.